In this lesson, we will look at the techniques used to add drop shadows to the furniture and to the floors themselves. Now, this is a nice technique if you would like to add a little bit more depth to make it look as though we are looking into a space that has some volume. So what you want to do to get that done is you want to first of all turn on your furniture layer. So that is the one that we have with the landscape and the furniture. And then, just as we have done earlier with the selection, you want to make sure that you have sample all layers turned on so that you are basically telling Photoshop to take into account all the different layers that are on top of each other. Then you want to select the area that is around the furniture, and you will see that you have everything selected besides that furniture itself. So here as well, you want to go and deselect certain areas that you don't want to be using. I'm going to do this very quickly just to show the workflow. So then on a separate layer, you can choose to use the same color that you had before. So you can basically eyedropper that layer. To create the eyedropper, little shortcut, just press Alt on your keyboard. And I'm going to now replace this with a new layer. Now, what I have essentially done is that I have added that floor layer without hatching or without adding color to the furniture, which basically already makes the furniture stand out a little bit more. What I can do now is I can double click on this layer and it will give me a layer style dialog where I can start adding internal shadows to. So you can bring down that opacity, you can increase the distance, and you can start looking at how you can add a little bit more three-dimensionality to those layers. So just with a very, very light opacity and a very soft shadow, you can get the effect that you have now cut into your drawing, and you start to see your furniture standing out. And it just makes it a little bit more visually pleasing so that we can start imagining this furniture being a solid object and the floor being a slightly deeper space that we are looking into. So exactly that same technique can be used for things like the pool. It can be used for areas underneath the trees. We can basically use this drop shadow technique in all the different areas. If you do want to go with a very simple two-dimensional version, you can also do it this way, or you can also do the three-dimensional version where you just don't have the effects to them, but you keep your furniture in white. It is very nice to keep that furniture a separate color so that you do only perceive the floor as being a single object. That is a very nice design tool and a nice little tip that you can use for your layouts.